Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing good this Tuesday morning, and I hope everybody had a good long weekend if you were off yesterday. So you guys already know why I'm here. I'm back to bring you more work from home job opportunities, and normally I do part-time jobs on Mondays, but I did push it to Tuesday since it was a holiday yesterday. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into these part-time jobs. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. Okay, everybody, so I do have a job that does not require any experience in this video, and it's going to be flexible. So I'm going to start with that one first, and then we will get into the job that will require experience. So let's start off with the first job, which is going to be a no phone job, and no experience is required. So this is going to be a side hustle that you can do in your free time and make extra money. And so it's coming from the company 3Play Media. I haven't featured 3Play Media on my channel in a long time, but they are still hiring transcriptionists. So with 3Play Media, you can be a transcriptionist. You'll be able to earn paychecks every week and create your schedule. Again, this is going to be good side money. On top of that, you will be able to choose the jobs that you want to work on from a selection of major entertainment, corporate, and education content producers. And you're going to choose where and when you want to work on your claim jobs. And again, you will receive weekly paychecks based on a per project, per minute rate for the work you complete in the prior week. So the only thing you need to be a transcriptionist with 3Play Media is excellent written communication skills, excellent command of English grammar and punctuation, proficiency with internet research and reference resources, and the ability to manage projects and work independently. And you do need to be at least 18 years old. And so they will do a background check for all US based applicants, and completion of this background check is required prior to starting to work with 3Play. So for the best results, you do need to complete the application on a computer, and they recommend completing the application in one sitting. It's going to take about 15 minutes, and you will receive an email if you have passed to the next step. So according to Glassdoor, 3Play Media transcriptionists make between $16 and $25 an hour. That is an estimate. Keep in mind that with this job, you are paid per project, so that pay may not be accurate, okay? So let's move on to the next job, and this is going to be with a company that I featured on the channel a couple of weeks ago, and this is Foundation Finance. And I like Foundation Finance because they hire for part-time jobs frequently. The last time I posted them, I posted the job as a funding specialist, and now they're looking for a verification specialist to work part-time. For this job, you must be in the states on the screen to work with this company. If you're not in those states, you'll have to pass on this opportunity. You're going to verify customers' loan information via inbound and outbound calls. This may include, but it's not limited to, validating identity, social security numbers, addresses, employment information, and project completion. You'll recognize unusual scenarios and information and inquire further using critical thinking and active listening skills, and you'll accurately enter new or updated information received during verification calls in all operating systems. You'll document notes properly in all required areas per company processes and procedures, and proficiently relay information to customers relating to interest, statements, and other account questions. You'll identify, report, and escalate verification or risk-related issues to management, and handle inbound and outbound dealer calls regarding verification dispute issues that may include loan terms, documents, project completion, or inability to contact applicants prior to loan funding. You'll review loan processing status and documentation to ensure customer calls are accurately handled and routed to the appropriate department, and acquire and maintain thorough knowledge and understanding of FTC's policies and procedures regarding the verification process. They just want you to be reliable, dynamic, sociable, also have a can-do attitude, excellent judgment and communication skills, and excellent attention to detail. Okay, so for this job right here, you will need 2 years of call center or customer service experience. That's required. You should also have knowledge of word processing software, spreadsheet software, and internet software, strong typing skills, and attention to detail. You will be working 2 evening shifts per week and every other Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and you should be available to train during daytime hours between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m., preferably for at least 2 weeks. Okay, everybody, so the next job is coming from the company CareX
XM, and I featured them on the channel. This is probably like my 4th time, and they are hiring again for their customer service representatives for healthcare. They do hire for this position often, but when they do, it's for different shifts and different times. And so let's get into it. You will need to be in the states on the screen to work with this company, and the pay isn't much. It's going to be about $13 an hour, $14 an hour if you are bilingual Spanish and English. This job is part-time, Monday to Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Friday and Saturday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that sounds great. We'll have afternoon training Monday to Friday between 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. for 3 weeks. So again, for those of you who already work full time, this is not going to be a good fit for you, which is why I always tell you your best bet is going to be 1099 part-time jobs that are, flexible and have flexible training. So with this job right here, you will be answering incoming calls from patients and their families. You'll provide support and information about healthcare services. You're going to route calls to the appropriate department and resolve customer issues. You'll also follow up with customers to ensure their satisfaction. So you will need a high school diploma or GED and 6+ months of customer service experience, basic computer skills, strong verbal and written communication skills, be able to work independently, and you must be able to pass a background check for pre-employment screening. And so with this job right here, you're going to have to use your own computer. They are giving you those specs there. So check that out and make sure that your computer meets those specifications before you apply for the job. Okay, so the next part-time job is going to be an overnight job, and this one is coming from the company Embark Behavioral Health. And so they do have this job in multiple states. I'm putting those up on the screen for you. They also have a weekend shift that's overnight as well, so check that out. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. This one right here is for those that live in Georgia. You will make $24 an hour, and then there are 3 different shifts here. They have Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on call. You will work a minimum of 20 hours per week and up to 29 hours a week. And then Friday through Sunday, 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. and on call. And Friday through Sunday, 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. Okay? So with this job right here, you will need to be available to take at least 1 on-call overnight shift per week within part-time hours. You're going to serve as the initial point of contact for families calling after hours, offering compassionate, clear communication and guidance. You'll conduct initial phone assessments to understand the needs of potential clients and their families, and you'll use active listening and empathy to build rapport and help families feel supported. You'll coordinate with internal teams to ensure seamless transitions and continuity of care, and accurately document all interactions in Salesforce CRM, maintaining compliance and detailed records. You'll address questions, provide solutions, and support families in taking their first steps toward treatment with Embark. And so they want you to have 2 to 5 years of experience in admissions, call center, customer service, or sales roles. Healthcare or behavioral health experience is a strong plus. Excellent verbal communication and crisis de-escalation skills. Be tech savvy and be able to navigate systems like Salesforce or similar CRM platforms. Make sure you are listing those platforms in your skills section on your resume. And if you need any assistance with your resume, you can check out my resume review and revamp services. The links are going to be in the description bar of every single video that I post. So the next job is going to be a job as a scheduler. Now, this company is based in Atlanta. There's nothing in this description stating that you have to be in Atlanta, but I do not know if they have something about that on the application. That is something that you will have to check out. But with this job, you will be working closely with operational and clinical leadership to determine ownership and standard operating procedures for scheduling at each site. You'll collaborate with operations to document shift structures and timelines for each type of position at the respective client site. You'll establish procedures to stay abreast of active and credentialed clinicians that are full-time, part-time, and PRN. You'll maintain relationships with vendors and other resources for staffing needs, and establish procedures to garner and document clinician work availability. You'll analyze all pertinent variables, such as clinician availability, shift structures, and compensation to establish, confirm, and publish work schedules in a timely manner. You'll also identify gaps in coverage and utilize available resources to close the gaps. You'll escalate risk of insufficient shift coverage to operations for determination of action plans in a timely manner. And you'll work with the director of operations establishing scheduling metrics and goals to manage scheduling practices You'll update work schedules to accommodate changes that occur and collaborate with credentialing, recruiting, operations, and human resources for scheduling of new hires and to stay abreast of position or status changes. You will serve as a point of escalation for updates to the schedules and for urgent needs should a clinician be unable to fulfill their schedule. You will need to be knowledgeable of scheduling practices, systems, and stakeholders for respective client sites. You need to be familiar with healthcare jargon and terminology related to scheduling. Also have excellent interpersonal communication skills, critical thinking skills, organizational skills, be proficient in Microsoft Office, scheduling software, and other technology used in the position. A high school diploma is required and a bachelor's degree is preferred. They also want you to have experience in collaborating with professionals to create, publish, and manage work schedules, and experience in managing schedules of clinicians or healthcare staff is preferred. Experience in the client services or staffing industry is preferred, and experience identifying and executing continuous improvement efforts is preferred. So the next job is going to be a job coming from Liberty University, and they're looking for an admissions evaluator to work part-time. So at this job right here, you will have both administrative and customer service requirements, and you're going to be evaluating and processing applications and academic records of prospective and returning students. You'll support the contact centers of the enrollment management to answer questions regarding a student's file, whether it be program questions, keying documents, applications, decisions, or processing manual registrations. You're going to develop and maintain effective communication as well as disseminating information to staff regarding student data and university policies. You're going to provide communication support that in turn will increase productivity, enhance workforce and organization, lower or remove performance deficiencies, and meet regulatory requirements. So with this job right here, a high school diploma or GED is needed. You need to have 18 months of experience working in admissions verification or an equivalent position. You must be able to type 40 to 50 words per minute, and they prefer post-secondary education and experience with SharePoint, Apex, Microsoft Office, eTrieve, and Banner knowledge.
So the next job is coming from the company More THD, and they're looking for a donor ambassador to work part-time. With this job right here, they're saying that you're going to have flexible hours, typically 20 to 29 hours per week. You will be using a multi-channel approach, so email, phone, text, and mail, to communicate and engage with a portfolio of approximately 1,500 mid-level donors. You'll identify the needs to high-value donors and execute engagement strategies that will retain their support. You'll rectify or escalate donor requests and questions to management or the client team as appropriate, and fulfill outreach expectations by responding to all donor communications within expected time frames. You'll complete weekly stewardship and cultivation assignments by established due dates, and converse knowledgeably with generous donors from a broad range of backgrounds, leverage understanding of donor data, and moves management to build relationships with portfolio of donors. You'll track engagement, progress, donor preferences by accurately documenting and recording data and tasks while utilizing proprietary donor tracking software. You'll participate in client calls and quarterly job training, and you'll conduct internet research on selected donors on an as-needed basis. You'll also complete quality control checks and extract data from outreach tools to be used in reporting by the manager. You will need a bachelor's degree, that's a preference, and excellent interpersonal and communication skills, knowledge of the fundraising cycle and nonprofit industry, experience working within Microsoft Office Suite, specifically Excel and Outlook, experience with donor CRM tools such as Salesforce, Razor's Edge is preferred, experience within the fundraising, sales, or customer services environment or equivalent volunteer experience is desired, nonprofit experience is preferred. So the next job is coming from the company BDG, and they're looking for an affiliate shopping writer. And so this part-time job right here is where you're going to be writing assigned product roundups for BDG brands such as Bustle, Elite Daily, Romper, Nylon, Mike, and Inverse. You're going to write single product and brand spotlight reviews and work closely with your editor to ensure that articles are informative, conversational, and optimized for affiliate. They want you to have 3 years of editorial or copywriting experience, knowledge and passion about researching products, especially those found on Amazon, excellent time management and organization, be able to work a regular, consistent shift remotely 2 to 3 days per week during business hours, Monday through Friday, and a minimum of 12 hours per week. Also, it will be a bonus if you have commerce or product copywriting experience, reporting or interviewing experts by email or phone, and experience working remotely. With this job, you will get paid between $23 and $25 an hour. So those are all the jobs that we have today. And if you're interested in any of the jobs, they will be listed in the order that I featured them in the video. The link's going to be in the description bar for you. If you have questions, comments, make sure to leave those below. And you guys know that I appreciate you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video tomorrow. Good luck to everyone who applies for the jobs.